Good morning. My name is Adam Kahn, and this is the Rational Investor. I hope you're all doing well. I'm joined here by my friend Winston, and we're going to talk about the Las Vegas real estate market, which is my favorite market to talk about. Um, so, my buddy sent me an article that mentioned that Janet Yellen even acknowledges that other countries are trying to find solutions so that the US dollar may not be the reserve currency. So it's a really interesting article. It had some good points, but she also mentioned a lot of things as to why it would be really hard for another country to become the reserve currency. And the thing I want to settle people down about, because even if it does happen, let's keep in mind that the reserve currency used to be the British pound, and it's not like that doesn't exist anymore. And by no longer being the reserve currency caused a bunch of chaos or anything else. It was just a shift in the reserve currency. Now, remember, I'll say my usual disclaimer, I am not a financial planner, so please use my information just for information and entertainment purposes. And you need to make your own decisions in terms of investing and reach out to your own financial advisor or whoever you use for that. That's not what I'm here for. I'm just to share the information that I've learned over my lifetime. So the problem with switching to another currency is the transparency is the way I'll phrase it, and what you get with the US dollar. You know, if you wanted to try to make the Chinese yuan the reserve currency, I think what's difficult about that is there's not a lot of transparency, and the markets behave a lot differently. The value in the US dollar is we're very liquid, and the rules of engagement and the rules of trading are pretty good for anybody. Oh, I guess Winston decided he didn't want to participate anymore. But the rules of trading are pretty well written and pretty fair to those who want to engage in it. Whereas a lot of the other currencies are a little bit more restrictive or have different types of rules or controls from their own governments that involved. So I think it's really tough to get away from the US dollar. The interesting thing is OPEC did mention that they'll accept pretty much any form of payment as long as it makes sense to them, instead of only US dollars, which is what they used to do for selling their oil. Now, how does that all impact the real estate? It doesn't so much, which is kind of my point of what I reiterate time and time again, which is the outside news is a lot of noise. I wouldn't worry so much about interest rates going higher and all the things that make it sound scary to purchase, because to be perfectly honest, I don't see the affordability becoming better or less than what it is currently. So whether that means higher interest rates or higher prices, those of you thinking to buy, does it really make a difference whether it's your monthly payment that's going to go up, or your down payment or the value of the property? If you're concerned about the affordability, which is where my head would be if I was looking to buy, I just don't see that improving. I think if the economy continues to stay strong, you'll see interest rates continue to drift higher, and potentially that would be your underlying new cost is just higher interest rates. And if things slow a bit the way the Fed's hoping, well, maybe we see some lower interest rates. But what we saw last month when the interest rates dipped a little bit was prices started going up again and inventory started disappearing. That's why I say I think the Fed's in a bit of a tough position. So, I think if you're thinking about buying a house, there really couldn't be a better time than when other people are nervous and sellers are making concessions. I don't know that I see that being around too long here. Here in Las Vegas, it's pretty rare that sellers are needing to help with closing costs or negotiating on their price. And we've watched inventory drop from a little over 5,000 back down to 4,200. If we see it drop into the 3,000s or 2,000s, I think you better hurry before the prices start going again. So I'm going to keep it short today. I find that works real well and people like to watch. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, like, give a thumbs up, and chime in and make a comment. I'm happy to debate anything that anyone wants to talk about. Have a great Monday. I hope you guys are trading and watching the markets, and reach out anytime.